Hello, good afternoon. Back to SOMA, where just encountered a prowly patrolly type enemy first time. So we'll have to see how I fare about tiptoeing around this thing. Now, bear with me as I set things up. As usual, there are things I forgot to do prior activating the stream. Ugon. Is that a reference to something I don't know? Because it sure sounds like it. LOL. Dan's would appreciate. Behold my face. And behold the game. So. Yeah, there's a slideshow of some creepy shit. And we got our asses handed to us by creepy tumor monster. And ended up in a random place, so what we're up to now. I'm going to turn up the volume, which is a strange thing to do, but I need to be able to hear this thing coming over my own voice. Sounds like it's somewhere in this direction. That doesn't look right. That person is still alive. Vaguely. They're looking a little blistered. Weird when someone's clearly alive and there's no interaction. It makes me think that they're about to do something scary. It's a fish. Need some medicine? That was a mistake. Forgot about that thing. A little bit. I don't know how to make that thing leave. Orbaron, this thing can't see at all. It relies on sound alone. But that was actually a trick in the first game, in the first Amnesia. Where basically your hitbox for like visual detection was so small and only existed in like the scale of the screen that if you held something in front of your own face, the enemy couldn't see you. I think they were self-aware enough to fix that in subsequent games, but man, this thing will not fuck off. I don't know if the visual distortions obviously intensify when things on screen, but I don't know if that actually affects its awareness of us. I suspect that doors don't actually make noise that they can hear. So, hopefully opening and closing doors won't alert them. I'm surprised it doesn't try to kill this woman for her noisy, wheezy breathing. Not having a great time out there. The worst cases I've seen, and it's most likely his own damn fault. He blinded himself and clogged up his insides with structure gel. Rebuild the H underscore. Alright, appears in good shape considering the circumstances. Only want to return from what? Okay, so this must someone here must have been like the psychiatrist? So she was trying to evaluate their mental states for one reason or another. Notice I still have a limp after that thing annihilated me. I don't know if that counted as like a death. I just sort of respawned in subpar condition. Probably not a good idea to play that.
Chief factor at Delta, first assessment. Brought in today, January 16th.
I think it hears this thing playing.
Reportedly found in his diving suit, unconscious, water. Akers has clearly been consuming large amounts of structure gel for weeks probably. Difficult to tell how this has affected his health beyond the obvious numbers.
So, overexposure to structure gel causes cancer, probably. Could come with a warning in the state of California. Considering this thing can open doors, no problem. I don't know if sealing the doors is that helpful, but it might dissuade the thing from coming in if it doesn't think I'm in here. Okay, and ain't looking so fresh. Something's in the ventilation here. Stomping, but I don't hear squawking. Downstairs at the shuttle. This might be Akers then. Wonder why he was injecting himself with so much gel. Maybe he already thought he was a machine. It was his psychosis.
SOMA, you there?
I hear you, Brandon. What do you got?
Akers and his critters are ferocious. They pick
Critters?
on every move. There's no way past them.
Then we'll fight them. We got to get to the shuttle.
And end up like Shank and Adams? No way.
How could someone like Shank get defeated?
And pull them to me. Get the gang to the shuttle station.
Wait, Brandon, what are you doing?
Don't worry, Alice. I'll look back as soon as you guys are safe. Just load up the shuttle. Be ready to go.
Are you sure about this?
I don't plan to die today, sir. See you at the shuttle.
I don't think most people plan to die before they meet their untimely end. But we did see Brandon in a room, chair, looking dead, shortly before that thing grabbed us, so... Akers is not alone at least 3 proxy creatures. That ain't good. Out there somewhere. Guard the Arcstatus project, stop people killing themselves, send off C and the team, go safe, enjoy the rest of Armageddon. Well. Nice pen physics. I think there was the pen being wonky. Lock limits active. So I would need to lock rooms that sure I don't need. Not really sure where I am in this thing. Storage, doctor's office. I think we're up the lab. Oh, we're in Dr. Frost's room, but I think that was the last room. Where are we? Hey, notice that busted vent in grill there. If that would be a point of entry for these things. Okay, so this is a security office. That makes sense. Romeyer. What is this thing anyway? Oh, that's the WoW. I mean, they keep bringing up the WoW, and I understand that it's like a AI program gone haywire, but I still haven't... I don't remember exactly what they conceived it to do. Oh, he locked it, the bastard. Almost like this man knew about security. So we are here. We've been through the medical laboratory. Nothing in there, so... Oh, I think the intent here might be trap these things somewhere. That's gonna be tricky to do because I mean, they spend quite a lot of time in one place, but getting it somewhere, getting over here without being noticed. Motherfucker, coming in. Gonna come in. Oh no, he didn't. Sweet. Oh, maybe he still will. Get under this? Of course not. That would only make sense. Fucking fuck. Please roll. Just roll. He heard it? How did he hear it? Piece of shit. Barely even moved the thing. I died. Oh, shit, so I didn't actually die the first time. Interesting. Just trying to move the chair in front of me to, like, cockblock him a little bit. So, what's the setback here? Wow, that is a huge setback. I guess it's not that huge. This is like shortly before we logged off. Dirt connector chip, so I have no such chip.
Stromae,
Where are you?
I wonder if the monster stops when we touch these things, because obviously I can't tell if it's coming.
Everyone downstairs?
Yeah, we're safe for now. But you need to get moving. They're gonna figure out where we are and come for us.
Don't worry about it. The stairs are blocked, and I killed the elevator. Pull the connector chip from the lock.
Fine. That means you're stuck as well.
Only way to keep you guys safe. Take the shuttle, go to Omicron.
God damn it, Juan. You just had to be the hero, you bastard.
Good luck, sir. Tell Alice I love her.
Okay, so Juan has the chip. We found him and we got clobbered. But that didn't kill us. So I'm thinking that that was like a mandatory event. I will say this game's not generous with ways to get away from the monster. I mean, I tried to leap the desk. I straight up couldn't. At least Amnesia had, you know, stuff like tables and like furniture in the middle of the room you could kite the enemy with, as well as closets you could hide in. This game and Amnesia Rebirth were kind of lacking in that. Actual ways to evade or escape once you got noticed.
Sarah, how the hell are we gonna make sure the Ark makes it?
Every launch is a crapshoot. You know that.
I just wish these numbers looked better.
What do you care? It's just a pack of data, right?
Yeah, just a pack of data.
I kind of missed that. What was that?
Sarah, how the hell are we gonna make sure the Ark makes it?
Every launch is a crapshoot. You know that.
I just wish these numbers looked better.
What do you care? It's just a pack of data, right?
Yeah, just a pack of data.
That sounds like them being dismissive of the ARC project entirely. Maybe it's just me, but my idea of like preserving our human legacy, as it were, would be just trying to protect our like history and information as much as possible, not trying to preserve our species in some artificial way. To me, that just doesn't make sense. Because we're not going to survive, we're not going to evolve anymore in something like that. Okay, what is that? Is that just rubble or super shiny? Oh, that's one of them things I can fist. Don't know if I want to fist it. I already fist things too much before realizing what I was doing. Okay, that's the room I was in and got... Oh no, that's the room we just started in, right? That's set for health. I got no real health indicator other than... And we'll do it just this once. Almost seems like that's a one-hit kill from that thing, so I don't really know. The thing is, all my wounds... Oh boy. All my wounds from before were basically because... I thought I could throw these rocks. Prepared to chuck one and scare this thing off. We're from a glitch, basically. So I can't really tell how injured I properly am and how much damage these things do. I found Juan somewhere over there. I see shit like this. Like, if I was meant to be able to escape the monsters, then I should be able to, like... These, like, gels and shit should be strewn out more so I can get around them. Hopefully he doesn't come in here, because I really don't know how to evade these stupid things. I'm wondering if that... Because I knew Frictional would do something to make death more meaningful in these games. Since there's basically no consequence for it in Amnesia. In fact, I knew someone who basically got through the game by just, fuck you, letting the monster kill them every time. So that, in essence, they just didn't waste time trying to evade it, and the monster would just go away. So I know that they're going to do something. I just don't know if their decision was basically to have death be more of a setback than Amnesia was, or if there's consequences for repeatedly dying. Which I think is something that Amnesia Rebirth did. Guessing this is the malignant cell growth, aka the cancer that Dr. Frost mentioned being a consequence of lubing with too much structure gel as an organic being. I'm gonna do laps around this particular room. Nope, he's fucking off that way. beginning to think that he might actually be able to hear the doors, because he came much straight here, so obviously we have to crack that. That didn't work. Didn't hear it, though. Thought that would have enough heft. Didn't work either. What the hell? So apparently chucking it did enough. You gotta really smack at it. Let's get lost. Didn't really learn much there. Coming this way, or... Yes, he sure is. I don't know how much... If he wants to get through the door, I don't know how much it actually slows him down. Maybe we can lock it. Oh my god. Is he locked in? Wonder if that did the job. Can't tell if he's in there or if he's on the other side of that door. Not actually in there. That wasn't worth it. I think he's in there. I think I've done it. Alright. Should make things a little bit easier. Ah, he definitely was not in there. Motherfucker. How the hell did he get around? It doesn't seem to be working. I think I need something with more heft. Unlock the lab. Try our damnedest to get him stuck in there. This ain't getting done otherwise. Oh, you motherfucker. Absolute motherfucker. Lansky? Now, I'm starting to wonder if there's actually two of them. They at least look different. That would be a nice way to tell. Keep the lab locked. Could lock this room I'm in. That didn't occur to me. That's a backup plan. Boy, these WAVs are really throwing me off. Try and make a racket. Hopefully it comes from this side. Insufficient racket. Oh, he's definitely coming. Which side? No, maybe he's not coming. He doesn't go through the vents, does he? There he is. One that way. Glass. Oh boy. One. Two. Just to be safe. Definitely in there. They actually stick them in there. I think we're good. Is that the... Oh, that's the room that he was in. Okay. So I think that's kind of like there's two options. Either unlock the door, get in there, or try and get in through breaking the glass window. Yeah, I definitely saw him clipping through the door, so I think we got him stuck. See if there's anything worthwhile in there. I just got scared for a second that there was actually a second one walking around. Okay. That's that. Didn't learn anything in there or anywhere. Get the feeling as soon as I get this chip, he's gonna break out. So. Perhaps preemptively break this. Just in case. Motherfucker! Got out! Unless there is actually a second one. No idea. Won't touch anything. Don't need that. Bitch, you absolute bitch. I mean, if he reaches me, I'm dead. So. On the hallway again. He can actually hear me walking. Motherfucker. Focus on getting away. For now. Mother... Update chip!
Now what? I need to format the chip?
Where's that done? Probably at the security center. Why is my heart beating? I don't have a heart. I'm a robot. Okay, that's good to go. Huge structure gel leak caused a wild disease control over the Dunbat. Alright, wish we knew that before we even tried to recover the damn thing. Turn off the lights in here. A bit harder to see up there. So that thing must be able to escape through the vents somehow. Hopefully it can't get in here through the vents. I don't see any vents in here. Actually, kind of disturbing. This guy has no way to get fresh air in here when he's got the doors locked. Bitch! I should unlock that one. Doesn't seem like he's going all the way down. He kind of just going up and down here. Either evade him that way or that way, depending on which way he is. You serious? What's up with this asshole? Where's he going? Did he get that door open? Must have. I don't know how he keeps circling around here. I'm guessing he's kind of going down. He must have gotten this door open and he's going around and around like that. Just gotta go down here. The thing is, I trapped him in there. And somehow he got out. Unless there is, in fact, a second one, in which case I still have the first one trapped in there, and I don't really want to do that. Will he hear this? Did he just vanish? Oh, he didn't get that door open, so I don't understand how he's getting back around. You know what? I think they're fucking with me here. He actually disappears. That's what's happening. He disappears. He disappears and respawns in a random location. Get it in there, you fucking fuck! Get it in there! Open the fucking door. That's not what I need. I fucked up.
Brandon, where are you?
It got out of hand. I'm in sector RD4. Did you get everyone downstairs?
I can't touch that.
Yeah, we're safe for now. But you need to get moving. They're gonna figure out where we are and come for us.
Don't worry about it. The stairs are blocked and I killed the elevator. Pull the connector chip from the lock.
Fine. That means you're stuck as well.
Only way to keep you guys safe.
I think he knows I'm here. I'm only being kept safe by this cutscene thing. Maybe we should run then, yeah. Alright. Not I could do. I think that counts as a wound, not a death. What do I have to do to open this now? Oh, close. That's all I had to do, was just fucking close it. Go somewhere, please. Jeez, I thought that was a back door opening and he was still gonna get in. I mean, we're supposed to go to transport. You know what's gonna happen. We're gonna go to transport, find out something's broken, and then we have to go to maintenance to fix it. I feel like nothing's gonna happen. Oh. Well, that's gonna happen. I'm gonna say, I suspect that we have to trigger an event before we can solve the problem. Right. Is this a matter of me finding an escape, or just waiting until my demise? Ha! Wow, how'd you manage to do that? That's impressive. Cool. Grab! I meant to grab? There's a prompt to grab, but it was like a split second. I think we gotta move before the elevator falls. That's how these usually go. You're grunting so much. You don't have a physical body. Or does he? Yeah, it's a lot of biomass. How exactly is this happening? Curious. Fuck me! You bitch! You bitch! Why did the door contraption stop working? I mean, that didn't seem like a predetermined death. Doesn't say I died. I mean, it seems like a predetermined event. Hello? The loading screen, or did the game crash? It was a loading screen. Think? Can't see. I have a cursor.
Don't move. It's okay.
Hey!
What?
Wait?
It's over now. Relax.
I don't trust you. Who are you?
What are you doing here?
Do I know you?
No, like couples do.
We're not.
You don't want me?
Yes, of course. But what?
Yellow.
We fell in love.
I don't remember a dead girlfriend. When did that happen? What up, Caprice? When did it get dead girlfriend? Since when was that part of the story? I can't do anything. Everything's all janky. Oh, I'm in the mess. Alright, well, guess what I apparently didn't pay attention to. I don't even remember hearing the name Ashley. Let alone the concept of a dead girlfriend. Okay, shuttles must be out of service. Oh, see, I knew about the car accident and his brain damage. I must have somehow missed the part about there being his girlfriend as a passenger and a casualty. Okay. Well, clearly I did. That's how all this started. I will say, this game seems to fall for the trap that being able to see the enemy takes a significant chunk of the horror away. Not knowing what's chasing you is really effective. That's kind of why the first Amnesia did so well. Because honestly, once you saw what the monsters looked like, they were almost hilarious. But the game mechanics didn't let you look at them, or at least implied you couldn't. This game's doing the weebly wobbly, like messing up your screen, but it's not going whole hog, suggesting that looking at them will make things worse. Don't get under there. Hopefully the thing doesn't come this way. There's more than an acid trip going on here. I am only slightly spooked. It was more because that was unavoidable. In the classic trap, you walk into a guaranteed death without the game letting you know that it was meant to happen. I mean, that wasn't a death. Obviously, we didn't die, but... What I supposed to do? It is quite interesting that instead of, like, getting wailed on by these things as you run, just getting caught by one causes the game to, like, stop and respawn you somewhere. Or it knocks you unconscious. What it seems to be, because I didn't actually move. Well, I'm meant to do something in this room. I don't think so, but that thing's like all the way on the other side. And around it don't seem easy. Fucking fuck. close the door because I feel like it's just going to hear that. Now he doesn't give a shit about the doors. So that backfired. How you sound after a night out? Well, I sounded a little less screechy, but no less in pain. Okay, this is no means of escape. Interesting. Is this meant to be a way to dodge the damn thing? Doubt it'll work that well. Look, I backed myself into a corner here. I think the problem is, like, when the rules are kind of inconsistent. Like, it makes sense from a gameplay perspective that the doors don't make a sound that the enemy alerts to. Because then trying to escape through doorways wouldn't be effective. It'd be kind of shitty. But when literally just trying to push a rolling chair across a carpeted floor made noise that freaked this thing out, it was kind of bullshit. But meanwhile, I'm chucking things hither and thither. And the thing doesn't actually seem to react to it properly. Also, the doors make so much noise that I can't even hear where it is. Back this way. Let's not touch anything with this. Boy, that was a bad idea. Please go that way for it. Nope, you're going this way for it. Absolute bitch. What do I mean? What's it doing? It reacted to the noise, but isn't going towards it. Or it is, but it's going the long way around. The nonsensical way. Will it come through here? Or is this off limits for it? Here's how that one kills you, because that one's one of them ones that got no arms. Here's what this stuff actually is, and it's related to this WoW thing. Yeah, a lot of them are. Whatever this cancerous environmental tumors are, keeping these people alive. That's what I'm missing, is a hard hat. That's why this thing can hurt me. Alright, up we go. Well, so that thing had a predetermined, guaranteed kill on us earlier, but I don't think it actually harmed us. I think that thing can follow us through here. There's a checkpoint there, at least. I'm sure it'll find its own way through, or there'll just be another one. Highly doubt. Yep, there's another one. I can hear it. Fuck me. You bitch. You bitch. Unlike Amnesia, Dark Descent, closing doors doesn't even seem to slow him down. Looks like it's not worth doing. It only slows me down. Only there was a way I could, like, revoke their credentials or something. The other side of the door we were on. Not here. And so we crawl. I'd like to know when we stick our hand in the thing that heals us. Catherine mentioned that it is us basically interfacing with the WoW, which is clearly a bad thing. But I wonder why it heals us. Like if they actually have a logical reason for it. Somehow seems to be correcting corrupted data in our programming. That's what I mean. It just seems like they kind of didn't actually come up with the real reason. Boomerous bastard. It needed you to, like, go that way or something. I've got not what to chuck. Make a noise. Doesn't seem me trying to physically make a noise is a great idea. As in, like, try and stomp on the ground over here. Quietly dart that way. I feel like I don't get away with that. Bastard's just being a bastard. Oh, now he's coming. Gonna keep it up or what? If I do this. Just chilling. Where are you going? Yeah, they definitely don't react to doors, which seems silly. Oh, there's stuff in here I can throw. Fuck, that scared me. There's stuff I can throw? Oh boy. He has what looks like some weather-tight conduit here. Something of the sort. Oh, fucker gave no fucks. Rawr! Yeah, it seems like the kind of place for a final showdown or something. Hello. Get this out of the way so I don't step on it and make noise. That is straight up coming for me. Yay! I gotta pump it? What does that do? What's that done? How's that help me? Just makes noise. I apologize for yelping into the microphone like that. Look, I gotta get through there. But it's locked. Where are you gonna go? Coming at all? You know what, I'm actually going to... I'm going to turn down the lights a little bit so that there's less of a glare on my screen. So, BRB. Gonna go to the bathroom while I'm at it. Okay. See a little bit better. See me a little bit less. But that's okay. Weird, he didn't seem to react to us cranking that thing. I'm not clear on what it did. And what we do about it. There's a whole way that way. We end up somewhere else? No, we did come through this way. I need to get its attention down here. I kinda did, honestly. I just haven't had time for it at all. Oh, that door's open now. See? Slightly less gentle than I intended. You bitch. Again, that doesn't help. It was worth a shot. Do I swim? Let's see if I can swim. Oh yeah, I can swim. I mean, I don't swim. Sink. But my thick robot ass can at least survive down here. Is this the silo where the Ark was, like, supposed to be launched from or something? I mean, I can't imagine, because it looks like things deliberately drain in here. That wouldn't make much sense. Seems to be somewhere to collect water for some reason. Wow! Nice cinematic depth of field we got going on here. Let's turn that off. Don't need you doing that for me. Wow. All that did was make the depth of field shittier looking. Turn it off? No. That's dumb as fuck. No, depth of... I understand the point of, like, depth of field. The idea that's kind of simulating the way your eyes focus on things. But don't work this way. I don't understand how to use it. Well, it does, because we're looking at a 2D image on the screen. So, that's not how we would actually see things. You know, if I was, like, looking at this, everything in the background would get indistinct, because my eyes wouldn't be focusing on it. Then I look up here, and everything down there would get focused on, and stuff close to me would get blurry. That's how your eyes, you know, handle focusing on things. But I just don't think it's a good idea in a video game, as much as immersion matters. Ow. This looks like a chase thing, but so far running from these things has not helped. I don't think a chase is really going to be a thing. Well, the camera doesn't really do that. I mean, it kind of does, yeah. But it's supposed to be the way your eyes focus on things, and they just don't do it right. Because they kind of use it for, you know, trying to deliberately focus your attention on something. But then in cases like that, where I'm literally looking down into the pit, and the pit's nothing in the pit's being focused on, means the depth of field is not being used in a natural way. Emergency floosh. Took a thick dump. This does seem like a run situation. Bloody hell! Alright, hopefully we drowned the bastard. Now I've had the experience of being the piece of shit everyone says I am. Killed the dream I dreamed. Sounds like a Les Miserables reference, but I don't really get it. Oh, I don't think any of you see the achievements I get, but that was the name of the achievement. I noticed there's 10 achievements in this game, and I feel like they're all story-based, and you probably end up with like 8 or 9 by the end of the game, depending on how many different endings there are.
Alright. Let's find Omicron.
The Nomad Soul. I do hate the limp. The limp is also my only, like, perspective on how injured I am. But at the same time, I feel like using the healing thing is actually making the game go for the bad end. But I'd rather just die and take the setback. Because even, I think even if you walk into... Let's think. I don't think it is the case, actually. I was going to say, you walk through a checkpoint injured and respawn at that checkpoint. I thought maybe you're back at full health, but I don't think that's what happened last time. That looks locked.
Hope they saved me a diving suit.
Everything looks biohazardous in there, so maybe we shouldn't go in. Then again, we're not bioorganic. Well, we are, partially. Didn't we find that out last time? We are an artificial intelligence, but not in a complete robot body. Someone used some, let's say, spare bioorganic stock, so that we actually have some kind of human features. Not really made clear on... It's another one of those things that were super vague on, like, why exactly did they need to use a human carcass in order to make this work? They just said, oh, it doesn't really work when you're fully mechanical. But are they using... Whoever's body we're using, were they using her brain, too? Is that how we're doing this? Hard one to miss. Really? I guess the question is, how many different endings does this game have? Is there an achievement for each ending, or an achievement just for getting an ending? Oh boy, valve puzzles! My favorite. Open valves and turn on the pump. One ending. Alright, so... I was thinking about this earlier, and one of the reasons why I think it's... I mean, I already think philosophy in general is just hyper-pretentious, and modern philosophy kind of goes against what philosophy used to be, well, used to be. But in games and stuff, they usually explore just a handful of perspectives. And it's not really there for you to make your own outcome, because they, like, come to your own conclusions on a topic, because the game can only have so many endings, and they're all based on how the story writers really perceive the concepts. Donk, donk. So I feel like I'm not really gonna agree with the themes of this game. I already pretty much haven't. I don't think it's really... Beg your pardon, I just got here. I have done nothing. No reason to go bonk and everything. One person looks like they blew their brains out. Their thoughts, final thoughts, sounded like a broken tape recorder. Interesting. I'm curious. I mean, in a weird way, I can see how, like, playing with the intercoms and stuff, we could have heard, like, the final broadcast through it. Doesn't really make sense, but how are we hearing the final thoughts of, like, a purely organic person? Just because we're some kind of machine. That's another one of the things that, like, philosophically themed games I don't think really get into, is a lot of the plot devices to explore those themes don't add up, or they're just super convenient and don't really get explored. Going up. It's just, I mean, they call it structure gel, and nobody's really said what that is. I mean, as a joke, I've just been assuming it's a lubricant, but that doesn't really make sense, so. Adam Golaski is ordered to come to Theta as soon as possible. Urgent. So much light coming in. How close to the surface of the water are we down here? I assume this was super deep water, but we're not so deep that we get crushed by the pressure. Yeah, we've learned. As Hideo Kojima has taught us. Oh, okay, I just plugged him in. I thought I had to get the power on first.
What?
There you are.
Where are we?
We're right next to Omicron, a smaller building connected to the main site. Can't you tell?
No, my view is pretty limited. There's some heavy restrictions on my system access. Did you find a power suit?
Not yet. Trying to figure out how to get into Omicron. It's a big building.
Oh, okay. Keep up the good work.
That's
Do you
it.
have any insights?
You got nothing?
Good luck.
Thanks.
Great start.
Kath, how are you so okay with all this?
Whoops.
With what?
Being a talking box, for one thing. Not being human.
It's not so bad.
So... Any idea who this is?
Not really. Not that familiar with the people at Omicron.
It wasn't that helpful to begin with, but she's becoming less helpful as we
Kath.
go.
Why do you think I was made? Why would this AI, the WoW, bring me here?
Fish sphere.
I don't think we could ever know. I have my own beliefs, but nothing that can be verified.
Tell me, why do you think the WoW brought me here?
The WoW had a range of assignments, but they all sprung from one single idea. Preserve humanity. When the comet hit the Earth, killing everything, leaving a fraction of humanity left alive, the WoW started to compensate.
It's restoring humanity.
I think so, but I don't think we share its definition of human. Or life, for that matter.
He was kind of hitting some of the same themes as that one-shot game I played a couple years ago. In, like,
Catherine,
broken
lying?
AI's perception of its prime directive.
That's an impossible question to answer. We lack meaningful definitions.
I just figured there must be a way to know. To know if this life is worth living.
You assume you've changed so much, but have you really?
I don't know. I don't feel so different. But the world sure does.
Well, you're stuck underwater, for one.
I never
You weren't in
realized
like
how
that in
much
your
the
past
idea
life.
of myself depended on where I am.
How do you mean?
I miss Toronto. And not because my friends and family are there, but because I know where I fit in. In Toronto, I know who I am.
That's an interesting observation.
Yeah, it's all malarkey. Alright, so what do we gotta do here? I mean, it seems like we gotta get a path going down here somehow. Okay. Wasn't what I meant to do, but sure. Oh, blew those fuses, alright. Good start. For those. Cool. Cool. Went too far. Too much energy. That one's already blown. Don't need this one. It's already off, alright. Well, that'll do.
Oh, the terminal just lit up.
So, I assume that's us, like, redirecting power from critical systems out there. Right now, we don't care about any of these fish spheres. But I don't think you'd ever see, like, a power grid or even a backup power grid handled this way. Basically, you would have to kind of handle all that shit from the local disconnects. You wouldn't have them all here just on a single fuse. And the fuse wouldn't just look like a filament, but I don't know. Not getting that deep into it. Radio buffer. We boofing.
Uber, do we have any painkillers left? This tinnitus is becoming crippling.
Sorry, we only have heavy stuff left. Morphine level drugs.
I'll take it. Feels like my head is about to explode.
Can do. That's stuff for emergencies. Besides, Cameron thinks the ringing will settle when JR reaches 100%.
Then tell him to hurry the fuck up.
Should be a matter of hours. Just hang in there.
Keep me posted.
Yeah, well, I have this thing I need to take care of, so I'll talk to you later, okay?
Sure thing, Herb.
It must have overloaded his black box.
Humans have black boxes?
Here we do. Company policy. It records your vitals to help medical personnel treat you in case of accidents.
That's how I can hear the dead.
Right. Yeah, you should be able to data mine black boxes, just like the intercom at Theta.
Alright. So, I guess it kind of went over how we're doing all this shit. Quarantine.
There has to be a way to cancel the lockdown. Have a look around the room.
Alright, we need a code. Can I hear you now? Nah. No, and morphine doesn't help
Are you hearing that
with migraines.
noise?
So,
Yeah, what is that? Did you do that, Catherine?
What?
Never mind.
411141114111.
I think I solved it.
Solved what?
Why do I get the feeling that we just got lowered into the back of a van?
What are you talking about?
Guess the code's 4111. That's too helpful. Against lockdowns, what do you mean?
Omicron
trick?
retracted the quarantine shutters. Lockdown canceled.
Something wants us to come inside.
And we want to go inside. What's the problem?
The problem should answer itself. I mean, we're trying to handle our own things. Clearly nothing alive down here has our best interests in mind, so... How do we leave? Turn off the pumps? Turn off the pumps. Hello, sir.
Won't fucking open! And nobody's answering to anything!
Yeah, take his helmet off.
Cold-hearted motherfuckers would just leave us out here to die!
Don't you get it? They're dead. They're all dead.
Yeah. You're right.
How can you be so calm about this shit? We are dying!
How much air have you guys got?
20 minutes. Tops.
Hey, I'm in red. Seconds away before the CO2 gets me.
Stresky.
Why wait, right? I'm the master of my own fate.
Wait, Stress, what are you doing?
You wouldn't be making noises like that if you're drowning. That's the sound of someone suffocating. You can't make sounds like that unless you're at least getting some amount of air. Can't make noise like that if you're exhaling into water. Val, if you sound like that going to the bathroom, I hope you see a doctor soon. No, I'm just able to rationalize the fact that you don't make breathy sounds when you're inhaling water. That's the whole point. It's water, not air, that you're breathing. You son of a bitch. That's fine. I've always been fond of taking the back door.
This had better be the right way.
And Val doesn't like drowning people. She likes the first-hand experience. Strangling them herself. And again, isn't it like when you're strangling someone, it's not that you're like suffocating them, it's that you're cutting off blood supply to their brain. I don't know, I ain't no doctor. We must be real thick, because everything we walk over has a tendency to collapse behind us. Wipe. Shoo. Oh god, lag. Oh god.
Let's find that suit.
Good, nothing will go wrong here. Wow. Textures. Hurry up. That should be loaded before I get here. There's a suit. Is that not a suitable suit? I don't know why I'm checking the lockers. There's like nothing you can actually pick up. Who just has a bra in their locker? Who's changing their bras out here? Clearly, like, just a general entrance. Wow, your head got smashed. I mean, unless I took the women's entrance by accident. What kind of monsters we got here? I would have liked to see after we flushed one of those bastards last time. I'd like to see it drown for all the harm it caused us. I didn't even try to read it. Good point. I guess that explains the last one I couldn't read either, because it looked like it blew his brains out. But I didn't see a gun. Maybe they just smashed their head? What abominations await here? Hydroponics. Growing weed down here? Spooky. Like, what on earth is this? Why's it got gyrating pistons and just a shitload of fans? All of which are exposed, so someone could stick their finger in there and lose it. Hi, hello? Sorry. Mean to bother you. MRI. Kind of like decompression chamber? Compression chamber wouldn't be inside the facility. Kind of quarantine chamber. I will be right back. I'm gonna go get a drink. All right. So, we'll just take it on the way back. And read the black boxes of anybody with their heads intact, but are dead. We can't read them. Somebody who still seems to be alive. Any of them fools that are breathing, we can't touch them. How exactly are we interfacing with that black box of theirs? Oh, we're stuck. Plug her in, or...
Is this Omicron? Everything is so basic, so limited. I hope it's not the Omnitool falling apart. Okay, we need to find you a power suit. You know, so we can go into the abyss without ending up like a recycled can of soda.
You think we'll find one that fits me? I mean, I'm kind of in a suit already.
That's been bothering me too. You know how you were transferred from Vancouver?
Toronto.
From then to now.
How could I forget?
Okay, so we do it again.
You want to send me to the future?
No, you idiot. I want to transfer your mind into a new
Well,
body.
excuse me.
Look, we already know it can be done. We don't need to make it a big deal.
It is a big deal, Kath. It's a huge fucking deal. There's got to be something else that can take us down there.
The Dunbat at Theta was the only vessel that could take that pressure, and you saw what happened.
Then think of something else.
Simon, please. You don't have to switch this instant. Just play along for now. If we find something else, then great. If not...
I'm not promising anything.
Thank you, Simon. Have a look around the room. This is where they would keep the power suits, if there are any left.
Alright, so they're bringing back up the theme of am I my body? But if that's the case, then, well, we already left our carcass behind 100 years ago. Kind of an irrelevant question. Put on a neoprene undersuit and body harness. Check the HPS for any visual damages. Gotta put on a suit. Seems to be the same gaggle of idiots. Path on the left.
Look for a suit in the lockers.
I'm exploring! This is a video game, woman. Does it? Thing. Good new Omni tool. Now I can leave her behind. Stop her bothering me. Oh.
God. Nice. I found one of the power suits. There's a dead woman inside. At least I think it's a woman. Just like the body we found in the annex. She's missing her head.
No, I think it came up with a fucking
This could work in our
helmet.
favor, though. Look for a terminal nearby. See if you can boot it up.
Her head came off with a helmet, you idiot. $50C to minus 75C. Keeping a 40C on the inside? That sounds pretty warm. I mean, I don't deal in communist unit, but pretty sure that's warmer than human body temperature. Yeah, so that's not really safe to operate in. Just because it's not really ventilating that temperature either. Got some kind of heat exchanger to remove that heat, but if it maintains 40 degrees, that wouldn't be helpful to us. If it maintained body temperature, that would be fine. As long as it was, like, taking the heat out. Or how that helps me. About this. Duh.
Not exactly grade A material.
Don't write it off just yet. Remember what we found out at Theta? The suit you are wearing is basically just a Cortex chip working a few pints of structure gel, powered by the on-suit battery pack.
And a dead colleague, Imogen Reed.
Exactly. If you think about it, we're actually incredibly lucky. We found a suit with an already dead body inside.
I guess you're right. What about the WoW? What makes you think it'll play along?
It's not magic, it's algorithms. A set pattern. The WoW won't be able to deny us, even if it was capable of wanting to.
I'm still not crazy about this plan. It feels wrong.
Please, Simon, I can't give up on the Ark. I need this to work.
So we need a Cortex chip, structure gel, and a battery pack. That's one hell of a shopping list.
Thanks. I'll just hang around here if that's okay.
I'll be back.
Good, I don't need you blowing my cover down there. This. Alright. I don't know exactly why. Well, I need you.
Come on, we need to get a Cortex chip, a battery pack, and some structure gel.
Well, I can't open this thing without that thing. I guess that was a way forward. Gotta backtrack. North Hull F. So far, this game has not really taken to mind what I said made Amnesia, even like the first Resident Evil, more threatening, or Resident Evil 2 for that matter. Which is that when you spend a lot of time in one place, have to keep going back and forth, the familiarity of the setting means that they can very easily make the tension much higher just by slowly taking away the things that you felt safe in. But this game is constantly moving forward. Like, we backtrack through an area not really because it's sort of our operating hub, but because, well, we just go that way, do what we need to do, come back, go that way, do what we need to do, and come back, and then we move forward. But even Amnesia was a little bit more deliberate about that. Well, to be fair, I don't think I died to a single hunter in the first game. It was only in the third game. Map of some kind would be handy. About repair, we'd probably find some hardware there. Run another lockdown here. Payment B. That ain't good. What is this madness? Are we playing Minesweeper now? Get the virus. What? What virus? I don't want no virus. Nope. So, I think we need to find a way to get all of these. Work. Destroy the WoW. Alright. Bear with me. That ain't possible. Settle down. It's impossible. Not possible. This is impossible. Something like that can't be done. Oh, good point. Now it makes so much sense. For some reason, I thought you had to start at the bottom. Nailed it. Oh, I didn't like that. Oh, I guess it did. I could open that. What's the deal here? Oh, what? Hey? Oh, it goes through the open one. Okay. Got you up. He's not happy. Turn on the motor? I don't think I should. Alright, well, this seems pretty straightforward. I didn't mean to do that. Turn that off. Yoink. Look, its eyeballs. An android. The cooling system doesn't seem to be operating. I want to touch it. CA. I meant to remember these. These look like maze puzzles. How'd that happen?
Strasky, are you there?
I hear you, Herbie. What's up?
Herbie.
Just wanted to check in. I have to go do something. I might not be around for a few days, okay?
Rally Herbert leaving the listening post? Must be important.
It is, Strask. It is.
Ominous.
Okay then. Stay safe.
All the women in this game sound like they're the same actress.
Omicron, can you hear us?
Loud and clear. Everyone all right?
You will be as soon as we make friends with the power suits.
I'm sure you'll get used to it.
Look at that. Just wanted to check in before we pass the last working Lumar probe. Guys, any last words to Omicron? Don't forget to pick us up. You heard that, right?
Don't worry, we won't forget.
All right. Heading into radio silence.
Good luck, guys. Tau, please respond. This is
Can't tell if
Rally
that's a
Herbert
glitch
calling
in
from
my own
Omicron.
head or what.
Please respond, Tau.
Unable to connect. Lumar relay out of range.
Yeah, I get it.
Unable to connect. Lumar relay out of range.
Oh boy, there's a lot of shit here. That looks like a bleeding orifice. Alpha needs medicine. Should I be worried about that? Take it to Alpha in the abyss. What are we taking there? Find Tau, find Alpha, take the gel to Alpha. Whoever this was really fixated on this gel, getting it to Alpha. Assume it was this Herbie lady. There ain't much else to get done down here. Unless this is a way down? Hi, hello? What's important? What do I do about it? Dude, always been here? None of them have heads. That guy moved. That guy was not there. That guy was against that wall. This man has moved. What am I missing? Got the Cortex ship, and that was about it. See anywhere else to go? Containment? Containment was on that thing. Ah. Unusually sedated orange Ruffy found hovering outside Omicron substation. Bone growth. Johann Ross. Johann, one of them fools. The expeditions that we just heard about. Hey! I thought that was going to have another circuitry puzzle to deal with. Ow. Why come everyone's lost their heads here? Too much math. Something that grows somewhat organically. I mean, not really a surprise. Structure gel has been charged and actually keeps going for a while, even when removed from a power source. Seem to be losing my mind. Maybe transferring to a new new vessel might not be a great idea until we get my data uncorrupted. Beg your pardon, I'm trying to read here. Okay, so whatever the structure gel is, like a zombie making gel. And apparently they could control its behaviors. Are these freaky monstrosities actually being directed by something? So whatever this WoW is probably became somewhat self-aware, and that drove it somewhat nuts in what it was trying to do. Yikes. The biggest issue is just figuring out what exactly uncalibrated gel. I think we don't want to use oh. What? Cool. What exactly were they doing down here? We know what they started doing after the comet hit and destroyed the world. What were they actually doing down here? Okay, so that's this. A laser focused on a circuit board. There's a dead mouse that seems to be hooked up to an Arduino or something. Wow. You need to wake up the mouse or something. Jelly for you. Just sprinkle it on its ass. That's disturbing. Wish I hadn't have done that. What are they actually supposed to be doing? Yellifying this circuit board? You're just squirting it straight on there with no precision. Need it to do? Have it? Please? And that done? And need the one for the mouse?
It came back to life. Or something like it.
What am I trying to do here? Oh, I gotta put something in here. I gotcha. Ah, I'm picking up what you're putting down. picked it up and now I'm putting it down. Get lubed. Reformatted. Pretty much. Wow. So far, it's been kind of easy. Feel like all the bad shit's happening in the next area, though. Never a good thing in a horror game when you have to go to an area only referred to as containment. Pardon? I think poison in the well is a great idea. What if we need to drink from it? Seemed like a monstery type area.
It's not something you really want to get comfortable with. That's funny. That's really funny, Julia. What's going on? Behind that transparent. What you want, Ronnie? We're friends, right? Yes. Do you think Alpha is real? What makes you... Why would you ask that? I think Ross is trying to tell me something. About Side Alpha? He wants me to go down to the abyss and find it. Crazy, right? You've been down there. I just thought you could talk some sense into me. Ronnie, I'm not at liberty to... I can't talk about that.
See? What to make of that? Oh. That was a thing. Correlation between the overloaded systems and the corpse of Dr. Ross. Able to shield off the corpse inside the glass jar. Pardon. For a couple of seconds and witness a massive drop in the readings. If we really have to keep Ross inside Omicron, I suggest finding a way to erect a permanent barrier to avoid severe system malfunction. That Dr. Ross that we're seeing popping up every now and then. Containment perhaps not operating. WoW is definitely repairing Dr. Ross's corpse. It's the most insane thing I've ever encountered. How the WoW, primarily relegated to the structure gel inside the walls, is bombarding the corpse with every system it can access. The glass jar is surrounded by an unhealthy amount of electromagnetism radiation, which seems to be instructing gel already stuck inside Ross's body. Not sure what the WoW expects to happen when it's restored, but at least the crazy should stop when the body hits 100%. Or perhaps the crazy reaches critical mass.
What the hell are you doing?
What up, Caprice? Thanks for the subscribe. Yeah, if you're paying for Prime, you might as well give it to somebody, but I don't know why you're giving it to me. But I appreciate it. Thank you. Oh, is that a oscilloscope? A silly scope? I haven't used one of those since college. I had no idea what I was doing with it back then. Okay, so which one to use is Dr. Ross? Okay. That's just a big old beaker. What is this? Some kind of thermometer? Why, it's got a big old thing on front and not like a laser pointer thing. Drugs! Yeah. What are we doing here? Need to take one of these out? I left the door open. That's not great for cold storage. Some empty jars. I feel like I need to bring a jar in here or something. Take a jar out. And that was a pertinent thing to read. Would have been a year ago. Wow. I am undeniably a robot. A lot less clear than the last time I did that. Do I have to touch this one, or what's the deal? I'm afraid to touch anymore. But I don't see anything else to do here. Was this? I don't know. Let's fist it. Well, I've broken everything. I am left wondering, and I don't want the answer, obviously, this being a first playthrough, but I am wondering if doing that is just meant to be like a short-term inconvenience. Like, you do something that makes things a little bit more difficult where you are. Like, that, all that did seem to do is shut the lights off, but that doesn't really matter here. The fact that the consequences, or the immediate consequences, seem so insignificant still make me think there are more long-term consequences. Can we place these? Oh no, we can't.
It's not something you really want to get comfortable with. That's funny. That's really funny, Julia.
I thought maybe I could swap out the tapes. Doesn't seem to be a thing.
It's not something you really want.
Well, I'm confused. Atlantic cod. Hey, gonad. I think my 8th grade biology teacher had that exact same poster. I remember seeing it and laughing at gonads again. Do I have to bring something here? I'm really not sure what I'm doing. There were 3 things we were meant to get, right? And I've got 2 of them, and that's the only place that's left. Where do I get it here? They don't look like an MRI, and it's not really big enough for someone to fit in. Curious what kind of backup power source they had down here to keep this place running so long after everything seems to have perished.
There has to be a power pack upstairs. Go look for one.
Upstairs? There is no upstairs. How do we get upstairs? Ah! Sorry. Oh, containment is here? No, it can't be. Can it be? Yeah. Down there, there's the prep room. Hydroponics. Been there. Need a power pack. We need to get upstairs. End of the hall seems to be the only stairwell. Might lead up here? These things don't align, so it's hard to tell. I assume we're in this octagon for containment 1. Up here's containment 2, so this must be the same area. They just don't overlap on this display. So, this stairwell must be the only way up, but that stairwell was locked. Oh, it's now not locked because I guess I unlocked it. The whole area over there, kind of useless. Seemed to be a point to fist a while. This is gonna be a monster area. Sure of that. Abyss climber rig. Question is, what kind of monster are we going to encounter here? Heard a voice? It's definitely a voice. Turned up my own headphone volume, which is probably a bad idea. Especially because everything's like deafening now. I need to hear these subtle voices. Turn it down a bit. Problem is, like, the volume dial in my headphones is kind of shit. So as I start to turn it up, it'll like pan more to the left or right in a weird way. I have to dial it in at just the right point, and oftentimes it's kind of like, you know, when you're turning up the volume on your radio or TV or something, and it's like 15 is too quiet and 16 is too loud. Kind of where I end up. That was giving me some uncomfortable Alistair Grout Manor vibes. Noise. There seemed to be a piston or something of the sort on either side of this door. If they're so dangerous, why wouldn't they be guarded? Some way. This person looks like they just either, like, dashed their own head against this like a fucking beast, or somehow got curb stomped against this panel here. Doesn't seem to be a solution here. So I assume we gotta override this again. I'm sure there will be no concerns or fears whatsoever. Yipe! Ooh, dining hall. I'm hungry. I think this is one of those cases where, again, we know we need a power source. So let's go to the power room, because if we don't go there first, then we're not going to trigger the thing that we need to go there for. Check a point. I'm concerned about that. It's there for a reason, which tells me we're gonna have to, like, unlock this somehow and escape through it. The pressure will be high. Hello, sir. Doing alright? Okay, there's our Mr. X for this level. You can hear it and see it. Was that just you making that noise? Sounds like it's over here. Okay. Hasn't moved so far. Good start. Sounds weirdly feminine. No idea what your limitations are. Like, so far, every monster that we've encountered has some kind of limitation. The robots were slow. The spooky boy that, like, distorted your vision basically couldn't find you if you didn't look at it. And then the last tumor monsters were they couldn't see. This one just seems to be having an episode, so maybe as long as we don't get too close or make noise, it won't notice us or have any reason to think we're here. It's just a matter of giving it a berth. Obviously, we gotta be on the lookout for stuff like that we might step on. Why do I feel like that's what we need? Didn't do anything. That didn't do anything. Huh. Perhaps this one is just proximity based. Gloves and boots are not enough to protect you from electrocution hazards. What's the deal here? I think its voice is being synthesized. Alright. The fact that this is here and we saw another vent on the other side, or crawl space on the other side, I feel like whatever happens here, this is our means of escape. Let's keep that in the back of our heads. I have to use the bathroom. Be right back. Alright. What are we doing about this thing? Sorry. I chucked a frickin' wrench at it and it didn't seem to give a shit. I feel like this is purely a proximity thing. That got its attention. Doesn't really seem to move. Maybe if we approach really slowly. I'm sure it is. Because the thing is, it hasn't moved. What I'm gonna try, my thought process right now is it freaks out, I don't do anything, it stops freaking out. So when it starts to go nuts, just stop what you're doing and don't move. Don't turn the lights on. I think we're gonna need one of these. Hang on. What is this? It's a jerry can. That ain't a fuse. Yeah, rotate this thing the way I want. The box of fuses. I thought maybe we needed to plug a fuse in right there. What this kind of reminds me of, the gimmick is what I think it is. You seen that? It was like a meme for a while. It was the cat that was just sitting there while a parrot like puts its foot on his head and like stares him straight in the eye, and the cat's just like trying to not engage with it. That's kind of what this is. Where like when this lady starts freaking out, just don't engage, don't move. Just wait until she de-escalates. Ah! That was fucking dirty. That was the game being cheap. Does tell me that I'm doing the right thing, though. There's clearly like a moment meant for scripted stress. And to see if you react the proper way. I really hope this is not one of those cases where they throw the gimmick out the window at the last second and I have to react a totally different way. can't imagine it is, because that, again, that goes against what we just learned to do with this thing. I also think looking backwards is probably a bad idea, too. This is what I'm afraid of, is because we had that crawl space there when it was locked, so maybe it's just there for environment, but it makes me think I'm actually meant to run away at some point. And that'll be bullshit, because making noise or anything to alert this thing is clearly the wrong move. But right now it's still locked, so hopefully that's a sign that I'm meant to proceed with what's been working. Could probably speed it up at this point, but I'm too afraid. Maybe this door is going to close and then I have to run through there. No? Good. Alright, bit of a red herring, that. Alright, well, good. That wasn't so bad. Aye. Hello again. Please don't. Don't follow me. Can't tell if I'm meant to run. I'm just gonna run. I don't think I was meant to run!
Lock the door.
It's locked! What's going on?
Managed to piss off another one of WoW's monsters.
We have everything we need, right?
Yeah.
I'm glad my instinct that they were gonna flip the script came in handy there. Because that was kind of bullshit.
We need to assemble your new body with the things you collected. Just stuff all of it into the suit with the dead body.
That sounds pretty horrific. I don't think I want to do that. I feel like there's an answer to all this in here. Something heavier we can chuck. That was helpful. Not too cool with this plan here. Mostly just because this is a case of, like, why stop what's been working in favor of something that might not work, which is, I mean, this body's been functional and had no problems with it. If we implant me in here, things could go horribly wrong. Who knows if this is up to the task. Oh, this is Herber. This was the radio chick, so that wasn't Herber that was freaking out and chasing us then. Ew.
This is crazy.
Don't worry, it'll work.
I don't think I care if it works. I just don't want to do it. It's hard. All right, the door's locked. We can't go anywhere. So if the alternative option isn't in here, then either we miss it or it just doesn't exist. Well, this is uncalibrated juice.
Make sure it's all bunched together with the structure gel connecting all the parts.
This structure gel, what is it? Just like some kind of conductive fluid.
I can't believe we're doing this.
It will be fine.
Then why don't we put you in the suit?
I was gonna suggest that if you refused.
You'd go without me.
I need to do this, Simon. This is important. I need to launch the Ark.
You'd really do it. Change body.
Yes. If you want to stay here, I'm not gonna stand in your way. I don't want to tell you what to do.
What would it be like before? Close my eyes and then...
And then open them again.
All right. Let's do it.
Thank you, Simon. Go sit in the pilot seat in the next room. You might need to boot it up.
Yeah, I don't think there was an alternative there, so... I mean, again, they keep playing with the themes, and, like, Simon... It comes off as conflicted in something that I kind of have a different either answer to or perspective on. That's where it really messes with my sense of involvement in this story, because everyone else is worried about different things than I am. Or at least just doesn't have the same... like, isn't coming to terms with it the same way.
Back the activity manifested by your current Cortex chip, run it through the amplifier, feed it into the new chip, and then make sure it's synced.
You lost me halfway there.
You don't really need to understand it, just make them line up.
Alright, well... well, which one are we controlling here? Okay, we're controlling the bigger... the more complete one, so that's the right amplitude there. Our frequency is a little too high. And, back it off just a little bit. Nope. Close. Get the frequency any lower, so... What's the deal? Amplitude slightly higher? There we go.
That's everything. You can climb into the pilot seat now.
Already?
I have everything under control, so please, have a seat.
That's all, assuming I trust you. How about you shut your mouth and I'll do things at my own pace?
Sorry about any discomfort. This should be over soon.
It's like having your picture taken.
But with the most expensive camera in the world.
You know, Indians thought photos would steal their souls.
Hey, we said that once.
You're right.
Well, it seems to have worked. Not in the greatest of shape.
Can't you run a diagnosis or something?
Uh-oh. Oh, word. Hey?
No, it's just...
Why was it still talking?
It's the same like before.
Catherine, why was he still talking?
That's how it works, you know that.
What do you mean?
You know it's not magic. You were copied. The sleeping Simon in the seat was copied, and now you are here, just like Simon lived on in Toronto.
God damn you, Kath. Two Simons? There can't be two Simons.
Fucking relax. You know how this
But you're
works.
gonna take my mind and put it into another body, like a brain transplant.
I'm sorry, it wouldn't work that way.
You realize how messed up this is?
Please, I didn't mean to upset you.
How did you expect me to react to this shit?
Differently than I did.
Fucking disgusting. What's gonna happen to him?
He'll sleep for a while, a few days.
And then what? Wake up in this fucking nightmare again? All alone? So cruel.
Well, what do you want me to do with him? Make friends? Let him know that we have to leave him behind when we go into the abyss?
What if he didn't need to wake up?
You do that?
I don't know.
We're in such different, like,
There.
issues.
I set it up for you. Hit the switch if you want to drain his battery. He'll die within a minute. I'd rather not stay plugged in any longer.
Alright, so obviously this is a moment of moral choice here. And I don't see any way that I can get through this without the game either being super judgmental about it or giving me sort of like a non-conclusion where it doesn't really matter what you did. They don't want to make you feel guilty or act like they have the right answer and your idea was wrong. But in this case, I mean, he is going to end up alone. He won't be able to go anywhere. We took the last suit, and going out there, he'll just die. Especially because the doors are locked, and we're taking the Omni tool, so he wouldn't be able to open it. He would literally be stuck here for like 1,000 years until his batteries ran out. But personally, I would say it's not worth leaving him alive. But if he is a, like, conscious sentient being who could make his own decisions, that could be his decision to make. This isn't a case of us being like a healthcare proxy or something for somebody who's completely disabled, like a vegetable. If he woke up, realized he was alone, and there's nothing he could do, he could just turn himself off. Drain his own battery. That is my rationale. I don't feel like the game is going to recognize that if that's my decision. We'll see what the game makes of it. Basically, Simon just seems like a massive idiot. And I hate having him be the protagonist. The one verbalizing thoughts that I, myself, as the player, am not having. What we got going on here? Matter which one I take? Seems like the way to go. What happens if I look that way? Will the ladder be out? I do find it funny that you can basically control your momentum when you leap, just because of how slow the gravity is here. Yep, so that's gone. Ellie-a-ho. Hasn't there been an elevator? This is taking forever. Oh. Yes, there is.
Are we done here?
Yeah,
Activate the climber, please.
sure thing.
Well, she's not too happy. There's only one of us. Descend. Please. Going down, right? Got to take a seat. Oh. Eh? Oh. Lever.
Take a seat and we'll be off.
I thought my own restraint wasn't coming down. It kind of does. In the sense that they both saw a conflict and neither of them are really sure of the answer.
And I woke up in the right body. It's a redundant copy. I'll never experience my journey, the full journey. He wouldn't understand. How could he?
He's gonna have his own experience now.
I knew it. You were right in trying to hide it from me. Only wish you'd done a better job. I basically flipped a coin, and if I had called the wrong side, I'd be rotting away at Omicron. I mean, there's nowhere to know, right? You didn't hit the make sure Simon wakes up in the right body switch, did you?
It's there's two of you now.
But you would know.
How are you not
Still
able to
claim
grasp
be the
that?
right Simon.
There is no right or wrong one.
This is awful. We did an awful fucking thing. And
It was awful when you started.
How could you know that it's not me, the me that I am, the same that I've always been?
You're not, or you're already not.
Please say something. I don't want to think. Please.
I don't know what to say. I don't want to upset you.
Say anything.
It's a terrible band.
When I was little, I used to climb the stairs all the way to the top of the building.
Reminds me of the movie The
And
Prestige.
I could still feel how I had to, tuck my arm so I could push the heavy steel door open. Well, the first time that I dared go up there, I stepped out onto the roof and watched the smog rise and fall over Taipei. I got all the way up to the corner ledge, and I felt the warm wind in my hair, and the sun was setting, and the streets below were shadowed by the tall buildings. The people pushing through the crowd flowed like paint from an artist's brush. Street food vendors filled the air with aromas of all my favorite foods. For a brief moment, I felt connected to the world in a way that I never had before. It was the most profound feeling of comfort and sense of belonging I could ever hope for. I really never felt the same way again, but I went up to the roof many times after. I'm not religious, but I can see why people would be. The privilege of being makes a strong case, at least every once in a while.
Do you still feel that sense of awe? Even like this?
Things are different, but we're still here.
What's the point of going on? Everyone's gone. All the people still left are digital copies trapped in computers at the bottom of the sea. We'll never be able to rebuild or reclaim what we were.
Are you really so unhappy being what you are, or is this about the man who went for a scan 100 years ago?
Both, I guess. When I was back in Toronto, even the worst case, the darkest futures I could predict, they at least included my previous life somehow. I feel so uprooted. There's nothing here that I recognize, nothing that makes me feel like I belong. Even if we make it to the Ark, would it be any different? I'd still be alone. No friends. No family.
You could make new friends. I'm sure everyone would like to know the time traveler. If not, you still have...
Cool. We'll shelve that thought.
Catherine? Kath? Hello, Catherine. What happened?
Oh, I wonder if the Omni tool is able to survive these pressures. Well, my issue, I guess, with stories like this in a video game is that because the characters' reactions are written by somebody else, I have no sense of connection with it. It's not my thoughts that people are having. It works better as a movie. Hello, that's very pretty. Works better as a movie because you aren't expected to necessarily connect with the protagonist. But in a video game, we are the protagonist. So all of his thoughts being so wildly different from my own creates a massive disconnect. And I just don't really empathize or rationalize with the way he thinks.
Hey, I know it's not much, but why have we stopped moving?
The power blacked out for a moment. Think it could be the atmospheric pressure. It's pushing pretty hard, really testing the limits of my suit.
Don't worry, it should hold.
Comforting.
It will hold.
Does time freeze when you're not powered?
Time feels moving more than anything.
What's the difference?
I don't feel like I'm being held back. And I don't have the opportunity to reflect on the time I'm missing. It's simply missing.
Sounds like sleeping without the dreaming.
Yes. But generally you anticipate when you're about to sleep, and there's a natural continuation since we tend to wake up where we went to sleep. My experience is more like an ever-changing moment that never really seems to find closure.
So like having blackouts.
Movie being edited live.
I suppose so. I guess it sounds exciting, but it really keeps
Or
me
amnesia,
up to
I
date to the
suppose.
point of exhaustion.
It's rough.
Could be worse. Could be a time traveler stuck in a body made from black goo.
That'd be the worst.
See, like there's some kind of like chemistry between the characters here, but that's because it's written that way, which is why being a video game, it feels so artificial. Oh, there's nothing I can do about this, so hello, spooky thing.
You did it. I will make preparations.
For what? We gonna end up encountering Munchie again? Is that his name? What was his doctor? The first doctor. Who had the least expressive eyebrows I've ever seen.
Oh, good, you're back.
What happened?
Something dropped onto the cage. Knocks you right out.
It spoke to me.
Looked like a man, one of WoW's creatures. It just stared at you for a moment, then threw itself down the abyss.
I'm glad you saw it. One of those cases of me going insane and having
I like the
hallucinations.
sound of that.
It was very strange. I thought it was gonna kill you for sure. I'm glad it didn't.
Yeah, me too. Looks like we're closing in on the ocean floor.
Good, not sure the climber can take it much longer. Okay, so this is the Omega Sector. It's about an acre of the abyssal plan used by Pathos 2. I expect we'll have to do some walking before we reach Tau.
You haven't been here before?
Not in a way that'll help us.
Right, the other you has been here. We're following in your old footsteps, Kat.
When I had footsteps,
You could still be down here somewhere, technically.
don't remind me, freaks me out. Alright, let's head for Tau and find that ark.
Well, in actual fact, what would you do if your consciousness was transplanted to something else and you realize you found your own body? There's a thought. I wonder if they're going to explore that. Anyway, that seems like a fine time to wrap this up for today. So we will pick up our journey here at the bottom of the Marianas Trench or something on Saturday. And I think Sunday is actual genuine Halloween, is it? 31st, yeah. So I guess the question is, will this game be wrapped up on Saturday, or will I be able to stretch it to Sunday? For 3 hours. So yeah, that tells me that I'm going to be done on Saturday. I don't have anything for Sunday as a contingency. Maybe I just won't stream on Halloween itself, and that'll be the great irony of these Halloween streams. Whatever, I'll figure it out. I've got a week to work it out. So for now, have yourselves a wonderful week. Stay safe, stay healthy, and see you on Saturday.